Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Clark Commando here, 1983. And I was asked by one of my subscribers to do a short video on the map and some of the terrain that's in effect. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. I'm using just handheld, so might be a little bit unstable. But I'm going to show you some of the neat historical things that I think are cool on the Last Chance for Victory map, and that have actually no effect on play. And then I'll show you the different things like the terrain effects chart. Try to point out a couple of things on the map that do affect combat movement. My goal is to make this a short video. So first off, and I know it's just kind of a geeky thing, but like a lot of Gettysburg maps, you'll see here like the farmhouses and stuff that are on the map have absolutely no game effect, but they have names. And one of the cool things that I think is kind of fun about this, let me find one. I just had one out here just a second ago. So let's see here. Where the heck am I? This name's in parentheses and the others weren't. What's funny is that's who occupied that building but didn't own it, right? So that being said, let me point out some of the really cool things that help in the game with terrain. And one of the things that's really noticeable, and then I'll show you the charts. See these little dashed lines right here? That's the crest of the hills. So what's interesting is line of sight in this game is not pancake like ASL and a lot of other games. It's more like rolling hills. That's why you have the slope hex sides. But what's interesting is like when you're in a hex, you get to pick what level you're on. Let me pointing. So, but the thing is, you could have, and I hope I'm not wrong on this, but you could have a guy here and he could see here for sure. But he can't see here because these crest lines raise the blocking level of the hex by one level. So even if you're on, and I think I'm right about this side of the hill, you can't see that side of the hill. And I could be wrong. I actually need to look that up on that because they're adjacent. But anyways, so the rolling hills have an interesting effect. So I wanted to show you a couple of things really quick. And like I said, I'll make this quick video as quick as I can. It's just going to be like super detailed. But this is the terrain key that comes with the game. And you can see it's quite detailed, but points out all the different kinds of terrain, all the different levels, height levels. And I'll say one thing, and it could be just my eyesight, is I have a little bit of trouble sometimes distincting some of these colors, and I'm not colorblind. I know from my military physical, there is one color that I'm kind of weak on, but it's pretty easy to figure out in the sense of, because A, you can like look at the water off the creeks and whatnot and say, oh, this is level, 0, right? Or helps define and climb up from there. And one thing that is interesting is you move up a hill, they're rolling, so these actually cost no extra movement points. What costs you extra movement points is these rising ground hexes or slope hexes. And for each line, let's see, what's a good example of a hex that has two? So like here, this hex, by the way, woods have no effect on movement except for there, where the dark lines are, so it's really well defined. But each slope level in a hex, and I'll show you on the terrain effects chart, costs you a little extra movement. So for example, let's see here, let's find an example here. So we're going to go, so inclined ground hex, right? 0 to 2 slope lines in a hex cost infantry in line 2. 3 or more costs 3, right? So also, so like the woods hex sides are +1, which I showed you. There's thickets. There's just all kinds of And then slope hex has no effect unless with no incline lines. So very interesting. I'm not going to, I already showed you the terrain key. The terrain that impacts combat is in the notes, and it will refer you to the notes on the combat table. And let me see if I can, so it's right here. It even gives you a rules reference, and this is for, you know, your different fires. So if you're in the sunken road, which by the way, if you're in the sunken road, not a good place to be. You can read about it. If you're in a trench, boulders, breastwork, rock ledges. Remember, these charts are universal. I actually haven't found a rock ledge hex right here yet. But anyways, so, you know, let me show you some of the other terrain features, and you can really see, for example, at, you know, the little round top there, that's some pretty rough terrain, right? So that incline, as I showed you, 3 or more would cost you 3 just to enter that hex, right? So Cemetery Hill, not quite as tough, but still be pretty tough on the one side. And, you know, it's at a pretty good height, so it actually can see over a bunch of stuff. What's interesting, if I look, and I could have my bearings a little bit wrong because I'm not the big history buff, but I believe this, or is it McMillan Woods here, is where Pickett's line was before they charged their 1.5 miles. And by the way, the scale for the game is, oh my goodness, Mark, should have this memorized by now. I've been playing this for a while. I believe it's, let's see here, 300 meters per hex. Let me see here. Map scale. So, oh, each hex 110 yards. So, yeah, about 300 feet, right? So, anyways, let's see, what else? You got a little bit of some marshy or swampy terrain that cost extra movement. You have these little creeks that actually don't, like Willoughby Run here. I think that's Willoughby Run, right? I believe so. They're all named. Where is it? Where'd it go? Willoughby Run, Willoughby Run. Oh my goodness, Mark, you're such a, oh my gosh. You have orchards, woods, marshy terrain, a lot of hills over here, some rough terrain, Oak Hill, right? The railroad, Seminary Ridge. Let's see here. You got McMillan's Woods. Yeah, let me get my bearings here. Why am I lost? Right. So, and then I got a little bit covered up because no action there yet, but Culp's Hill's over that way. Powell Hill. I mean, there's a lot of kind of just neat details on the map that I'm trying to show you. The Peach Orchard, a lot of places are named. You know, James Warfield. I wonder if they marked the wheat field on here. I don't see it. Doesn't mean it's not here. So anyways, I really wanted to just do a quick little video. It's about 8 minutes here. Just show you hopefully some highlights of the map. I'll be continuing my after action report here either later tonight. It's getting kind of late and I need to get some sleep, but I did nap earlier from the cancer. Makes me do that. I'm in the middle of my chemo treatment. So, but anyways, I really hope you're enjoying my series of videos. If you like, please, you know, like the page, subscribe, would be wonderful. If not, no worries. You know, it's all good. Enjoy your journey, whatever it is in your gaming. And I look forward to doing more videos. So I plan to try to finish this scenario. And then once I do that, I don't know, I'm either may do GMT Pacific War, or may do another line of battle game, or one of my favorite series, GMT Barbarossa, the series. So Army Group Center is the newest one. Anyways, till next time, over and out. Have a wonderful day.